Someone's turned you into a meme, by the way.
Well, I've been a roughneck all my life. I never had nothing but trouble and strife. I had me some kids and I had me a wife, and that's like being in jail for life. Been throwing a chain since I was 13. I've worked on power and I worked on steam. I drilled on land, I drilled on sea. Ain't nothing can take the roughneck. There we go! We're live, I guess, baby, because we got people showing up. Carl, Carl Sweet. I'm sorry, I haven't got my glasses. Kathy Griffin, Karen Cormier, how y'all doing? I know Karen's up in Maine. Travis Johnson, how you doing? I think he's up by Austin. Chris Williams, how you doing? Ken Gents. Jason, how the hell y'all doing? I'm glad y'all showed up. It's Monday, people. Monday, time to get back to the work life. Put your head down to the grindstone, all that kind of stuff they tell you all your life. But I know you probably went back to work and had a great time with all your buddies and everybody talked around about good old shit. Hi, Val. How you doing? Stephanie Dean. I got 2 more shirts of yours to wear, dear. I got a package today. And so I wanted to wear this one, and then I'll continue with Stephanie's shirts in the next few days. This one came from Sharon Osborne. I think that's how you pronounce it. From Traverse City, Michigan. And let me see. Can you get a good shot of the shirt there? That's the state of Michigan, baby, with a little red, white, and blue there. And that's, military dog tags hanging on it. And Sharon says that's a show of respect to veterans from Michigan. And that's a fine way to show their respect. And if y'all ain't noticed, this nice, pretty little hat I'm wearing also came with the deal. Sharon sent us a nice little package. It had some chocolate-covered cherries from her area up there where they grow those cherries. I already snuck into one of them, and it's really delicious. And she also sent a little cornucopia of some things here, a necklace. I really like this necklace. I'm going to pull it out here real quick. She sent, these are from Michigan. Well, for one thing, sent Mama a little, I got it all tangled up here now. A little keychain thing here. And that's, well, what else, baby? Peace and love. Peace and love, and that is in the shape of Michigan there. I noticed this little thing here is the shape of Michigan. It's got a heart in it, so that's love from Michigan. Peace and love, baby. And who don't like peace and love? You don't like peace and love? Well, hell, there's something wrong with you. Even the Bible teaches that stuff. She also sent a nice little necklace, and it is these stones that are found only on, if you look closely at the stone, I don't know if y'all can see that. That's pretty neat. It's got a rod through there, and it's got a blue stone attached to it. So that's a blue stone up in Montana. And, I mean, up in Michigan, I'm sorry. But there's a nice little thing in here that tells you about the stone. This is the one I wanted to pull out. Darn it. These come from a particular area up in Michigan. And that's a pretty stone from the beach, and if you can get a good shot at it, you can see the hexagon shapes in that stone. And it comes from ancient coral reefs up there in Michigan. Now, who would have guessed coral reefs up in Michigan? But that tells you a little something about the history of our planet and how long we've been around. She sent a couple of postcards from Sleeping Bear National Dunes. Up in Michigan, up by Lake Michigan there.
Oh, damn, I didn't see these. I want to go there.
Oh man,
Look
I mean
at
to tell you, we
That's so nice.
When we left Ohio to go to Rapid City, South Dakota, we had Mom and I had made the plan that we wanted to come back that way to go up into Minnesota, the land of lakes. Who don't want to go to the land of the lakes? And see the northern woods up there. It is always so beautiful in photographs and whatnot that you see. It was one of those areas that we did not get to go to on our trip, but I ain't dead yet, so, you know, there's always opportunity out there for everything. Bethy Brown, how you doing? Nice stones. Thank you, dear. Didn't think you know. They are nice stones. Joyce Burr. Woo! Petoskey stones. I think you're right, dear. I think that is what's on there. Anyway, I didn't get my board done today because, as usual, I'm behind on everything I do, and it's Monday. Every Monday sucks in my book. They ought to just wipe that sucker off the book and head right into Tuesday. Sherry Bailey, did anyone notice the black man at the Trump rally with the shirt that says Blacks for Trump? Yes, I did. I saw him there. You can guarantee that Trump carries that shirt with him everywhere he goes and finds somebody or pays somebody to wear that shirt. Hello, Rhonda Baker. How you doing, Rolanda? Hi, John. Just got back from our picket line in Arizona. This is our third day of walking out for our students, futures, leaders. Good for you, because Rolanda is always busy down there, and Arizona's got a lot going on down there. I noticed, I know why I said that now. I get ahead of myself, people, because I wrote a story about Arizona, a little bit about, not Arizona itself, but what did I do with that little story? It was about a TV show last night. If y'all got to watch it, the Kamau Bell, The Shades of America. I seen it last night. He went down to Nogales, I think, Arizona, and talked to people on the border down there and whatnot, and looked on that side of the border, this side of the border, and I do remember him saying that why is the Mexican side of the border so happy place to be, in the Arizona side was just was depressing, they said. Hey, Candy Gedry, how you doing, darling? That's our main admin over at JBS, John Bernabo Speaks, Blue Dot Family, along with Joe, Monica, and Kat. They do a fine job over there. I always want to say thank you, and because they're always working so high. Kai Claridines, woo, I'm telling you, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Anyway, get on with the niceties and find out what the hell Donnie is doing. Well, for one thing, Donnie is scared. Donnie's scared, so Donnie has to rally the troops. And in this case, I just read a little story a little while ago that the National, I'm just going to start with the National Enquirer, which is, inquiring minds want to know. Everybody reads the National Enquirer, I guess. I see it when I go through the checkout lines. I have to admit, I've never purchased one, but I've seen them laying around. Anyway, they came out with a little story. And the headline there said, Trump fixers, secrets and lies, payoffs and threats exposed. Now that showed up in the National Enquirer. Well, the National Enquirer is owned by that American media. That's the same people that paid off with that deal with the, I think it was the Playmate deal that Michael Cohen did to keep her out of the news because she slept with Donnie too for 10 months or something like that. Anyway, it's the same people that bought the story to bury the story. So why would they be out attacking Michael Cohen? Because, the American Media Group, they're buddies with Donnie. That company is the one that's hiding the stories for Donnie. So why would they attack Michael Cohen? That's a good question. Ain't that some shit? Because they're throwing his ass under the bus. Because he knows too much, and I think they know he's going to flip. Donnie knows he's going to flip. And Donnie's scared about that shit. So it's the same thing they do with everybody. That paper, that outlet did with Papadopoulos, with Mike Flynn, with I had a whole list of people there that he did. Oh man, I swear that's what's doing this. I can't find it when I'm written it on paper.
You should show people all your notes. Like it's like friggin'
it's scribbling.
It's scribbling
today,
everywhere.
I tried to put these black lines in here to separate this story so I could look down here and know, I'm going to this one here. And so I can know what I'm doing. Oh, look at there. It says Michael Cohen right there, National Advisor. And I can read this one. That thing, it says Trump's fixer. Anyway, they're throwing him under the bus just like Michael Flynn, Paul Manafort, Carter Page, and George Papadopoulos. They ran bad stories about each one of them when they came out with that, they got troubles with Donnie and all this shit. So they're doing the same thing with Michael Cohen. So Donnie's afraid Michael's going to flip. So they're going to start bad-mouthing him. They already said, he only does a tiny little fraction of work. He's a coffee boy. All of them are just coffee boys. I don't really know those people. And that's what he's going to try to do. And Monica Barnes, how you doing, Monica? Monica Orr. She's on our, that's Monica over there on the JBS site. Anyway, can't cheat now. Y'all done seen my notes. You take a freeze screen there and know what I'm going to talk about.
Everybody is consistently commenting down here about Richard Painter. They want to hear your thoughts on that situation.
Richard Painter. I just got home like, I don't know, hour and a half ago. Richard Painter.
Crossing party lines to run as a Democrat.
Oh, that guy. No. We don't play. Homie, don't play that game. Homie, don't. You got a record, buddy. You got a record. We can look back and see who. I swear. There's elections. I didn't get to read that whole story, though. That's what. Y'all catching me. That's what the problem with this shit going live is, man.
They're testing
I know it. They're testing. How much do you know, John? Well, I ain't read everything yet. But no, I did hear that. That guy, he's trying to swap parties because he wants to ride the blue wave, baby. And we don't want to let him. And I'll check into it. Well, I'll look more into his background because I haven't read into the whole story yet. Man, that's pretty tough, man. I like Painter. He's smart. Okay, well, we got somebody going for him, so we got to find out who he is and if he's a Republican, if he's switching. Monica, she's on our JBS, so I'm going to listen to her. I have not read his story yet, I got to be honest, so that's how come I'm kind of just... Kelly in the fence on Painter. Candy Guidry is on on the fence for him. Well, check into him. Well, thank you for asking, and we'll look into him and see what the story is. Hell, I'll donate the whole damn primary to him next time. If I know what y'all want to talk about in advance, hell, I ought to coordinate that more with JBS. They do take a lot of information in. I need to talk to Candy more often and find out about what our Blue Dots are asking about. Anyway.
Wait, really quick. Richard Painter was Bush's attorney in his White House, and he's sick and tired of Donnie. Not real sure, but he's the middle of the road type. So
he's the middle of the road Republican.
I guess so. I mean, at that point,
well, that's who we always try to go to, because we do have a two-party system in this country, and it used to be not that big of a problem to have. There were issues that we had to work out. But it's those Republicans that are still holding on to some basic values that we try to reach out to. I like to call them names. They're ignorant. His damn base down there is mostly who I get, those cockroaches, the deplorables, those people that are just determined to go with Donnie no matter what the evidence is. Those are the morons I really hate. It's those over on the Republican Party that know better, that say that this is not normal, that are retiring or getting out because they don't want to face this kind of heat in the next election because people have woke. Ain't that what they're calling it? We've waken up.
They're awake.
They're awake,
They're
baby.
woke.
We're woke. Hey, Kathy Larkin, how you doing, darling? I was with Kathy Larkin yesterday on the Tim Cormall show. If you haven't heard it, it's up on my timeline. I didn't get a chance to get it on Twitter yet. Busy Mondays suck. And Kathy we had a great time on there. Me and Kathy are going to be on several shows on Tim's show. I always enjoy it. I like it. I enjoy Tim's commentary. I enjoy Joe's clown car, Joe Santoris up there. He's always knowledgeable and he always has commentary that all makes everybody laugh. Anyway, we had a great time. I hope y'all get to listen to it. Yes, please check on Rachel Reimer. She's asking about McCain. McCain evidently has wrote a memoir. They said it's not going to be very nice about Donnie. He has a lot of criticism in there about Donnie. I think McCain is facing the end of his life, and he wants to put down his memoirs. You know, what else are you going to do when you're faced with that kind of situation where you know the outcome in the general time frame? And so, yeah, he's got things to say, I'm sure, and he doesn't like Trump. And there's a lot of reasons why, and I'm sure he will speak from honor when he speaks about that shit, because that's what the problem is. There is no honor in our White House. There's nothing up there to show the world the integrity of our country. Hell no, we have a lying sack of shit up there who makes crap up all the time. Anyway, what is going on with the EPA? Y'all know I got my ass up and cracked with Scott Pruitt, because out of all the shit that Donnie's doing, that EPA just screams at me every time I hear them doing shit. Because Scott Pruitt is nothing but an evil doing cockroach for the oil and gas industry. And he's tipping his hand at shit. What did Scott Pruitt do? Well, he gave a waiver. Well, you give a waiver to people, a hardship waiver. You give a hardship waiver to people that are having a hardship. And you want to help them out, and so you give them a little waiver on some business deal or some regulation or something that's to help them get. Are you shitting me? I wonder what price Scott Pruitt got paid for this little waiver. Because the waiver, it went to a guy named Carl Icahn. Now this guy was a former advisor to Donnie, energy advisor. Well, of course he is. He's in the oil and gas industry, baby. Of course he's an energy advisor. And he comes out of Oklahoma with Scott Pruitt. And he's Donnie's advisor on energy. And he's trying to make deals. What the only thing is, Icahn owns a refinery. He owns the refinery. CBR Energy, an Oklahoma facility, refinery. And he got a grant. Now, Carl's a freaking billionaire. That's what they be, people, a billionaire. Why does he need a hardship waiver for something? Well, because it saves him money, baby, and it's all about the money. So he got a waiver for his refinery down there, so he does not have to refine biofuel. Now, remember, biofuel was a big push back during Obama, where it's going to, Paris Peace Accord, we're going to clean up the environment and all that good stuff, all the good shit we were talking about just a few years ago that went down the tubes when this asshole shows up. Well, he gave a waiver which is going to save old Carl tens of millions of dollars, they said, because Carl doesn't have to abide by the regulations to produce biofuels along with oil and gas, gasoline refining. That's one of those little deals. That's an inside little payoff to a former campaign worker for Donnie to save him money, because we God sure don't need no more of them biofuels. Solar panels, are you shitting me? Wind power? No, Donnie's not for any of that shit. If it doesn't have to do with oil, gas, and coal, Donnie's not interested. He'll downplay it. He might give a word or two in the press sometime. Oh, look at here, renewable energy or something. He's not into that. He's into money, baby, and you don't get money from the renewables. No, you get money from oil and gas because they can get it out of the ground and sell it for a hell of a lot price. Anyway, let me see. I wanted to get some. He's under. This guy that got the waiver is under a DOJ investigation right now, a Department of Justice investigation, for his influencing the biofuels policy as a Trump advisor. In other words, he was in there spouting shit, evidently, that they want to look into about trying to get biofuels off the national energy game there, and that he used his influence to profit his business. That's what the DOJ is looking at. So he's under a DOJ investigation. He's a billionaire, so of course he qualifies for a hardship discount. You betcha, baby. We'll give you a waiver. You don't have to do all that shit. Just make more money. And make sure to give some to me back here. But yeah, you bet your ass he's getting paid off one way or another by all of his. Come to find out, he's done 24 of these waivers in 2017 since Pruitt has become EPA chief. Oh, that's what I mean by all the talk about saving the planet, all the environmental issues that we all talked about just years ago, and how we were going to save the planet and how we're going to save money by doing this and all that and the other stuff, save the ozone, and yeah, throw all of that shit out the window. He's given waivers to everybody so they don't have to produce biofuel. Screw your environment, screw your air, your water, whatever else you got. If it ain't worth money, baby, it ain't worth shit. That's Donnie's idea about crap. Anyway, that just pisses me off. I told y'all before, anything that has to do with the environment nowadays just really pisses me off because, I'm getting old. I like my river. I like being out in the outdoors. I like pictures of Michigan that look so beautiful, or out in California, or the beaches of the Carolinas, or some shit like that. It's beautiful, and we need to preserve it. It's the only planet we got. We don't have what that guy say. We don't have a planet B. There's no place else to go. They lie, cheat, and steal, and if that fails, they change the rules. That's right, Candy. They changed the rules, baby, and that's what they tried to. That's what EPA is doing. They're just changing all the laws and shit so companies can do anything they want. Anyway, what else is going on? Well, I'm sure y'all seen old Benjamin Netanyahu come out today and give his pep talk for Donnie. Gave a big pep talk to Donnie. Let's get rid of the Iranian deal because they lied. And they got all this stuff, and he had papers, and he showed them, and look at here, this stuff's going on. He's out there doing a zis boom ba for one person. As a matter of fact, the news even pointed out he did his spiel there in English. He didn't do it in Yiddish. He did it in English. So Donnie in the United States could hear his plea for us to get out of the Iran deal and all that shit. I'm telling you, he's going to try to go that way. He's got until the 12th of next month to make up his mind of what he's going to do. France and Germany were just over here trying to talk sense into him. That's how come Netanyahu gets on damn TV and does his this boom ba today. Is to try to counter what Germany and France just came over and tried to tell him. That's the way it's working anyway. A house plant could do better than Trumpy Dumpy. I believe you, darling. Who was that? Oh, man. Charlotte Peck. Charlotte Jacob Smith Peck. A houseplant could do a better job than Trumpy Dumpty. Oh, yeah. All you'd have to do is water it every day, and you'd be doing fine. I did notice a little story talking about old Donnie the Dick. He ain't been on TV to give a press conference in over a year now. He gave one. That's it. Can't stand the heat. And the story pointed out, I just wanted to throw this out there, Obama had done 11 of them in his first year because Obama wasn't scared to death to face the press. But guess what? Donnie doesn't do that. Donnie hides behind everything, I'm telling you. Anyway, I know what I went to stop there. There's somebody retiring, and we need to celebrate his ass retiring. Thomas Homan is retiring from the government, and we should all zis boom ba this guy right out the door, buy him a fishing pole, and tell him to go down and go fishing the rest of his life and stay the hell away from everybody else. This guy is the head of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. He's the ICE chief. That's who this guy is. ICE. They've been real popular in the last year since Donnie's been in. That's right, busting up families or anything else, kicking in doors at KFC or wherever else they can go to find you, jerk you out of your car in front of your kids and all that shit to take you back to a country that you haven't been to since you were little. That kind of shit. He's going to retire. And we all need to celebrate his ass getting out. And then we have to worry about who Donnie's going to put in charge of ICE, because it's going to be another Gestapo type guy that wants to go in and kick doors down and hunt for those illegals that are just here to rape and murder and all that other shit. Yeah. They're seeking asylum. Immigrants are seeking asylum at our border right now. Donnie's scared to death that these people are going to come across our border and take your jobs and rape your women and your men and murder them and all that kind of stuff. They're just evil. These people are asking for asylum at our border. Some of their stories you've seen on the news. They're heartbreaking. The country they're coming from, Honduras and down there, where there is so much trouble going on, and they're at our door asking for help. That's what I miss about being a benevolent nation. A benevolent nation takes in those people. Give us your poor huddled masses. Isn't that what it says? Wasn't that our primary motive through everything, our guiding light through our story here? is that we were a nation of immigrants and that we welcomed them into our home. Yeah, we're not that anymore. Now we're a build-a-wall nation. Now we're keep out. Muslims keep out. Brown people keep out. Shithole nations keep out. That's who he wants to turn us into. America first and only. It doesn't work. This is a world, a planet that we live on. I don't know. I get into thinking it's ridiculous. The suffering that goes on in this world every day in the name of a religion or a border or some other bullshit made up reason so we can all kill each other. And it's just, it's sad and depressing when you stop and talk about it. That's how come you gotta let your blue light shine, baby, and remind people that we are working to improve this shit. Not only here in our state, our county, our district, our country, for the world. And that's what it should be for all of us. We are not in this alone. It's going to take all of us to keep breathing the same damn air. And, I don't know, world peace, all that song shit and all those. Beto O'Rourke last night was cooking hot dogs up in Sunnyside, Texas. That's just south of San Antonio, if I remember correctly from my driving days. And this is what I mean. They had a little report come out that he is within 2 points of Ted Cruz. Now, Ted Cruz was giving a talk to at the Border Patrol conference up there. He gave a little speech up there, and after the speech, he ducked out. He refused to answer any questions from reporters and stuff around there. You know why? Because they was going to ask him about Beto O'Rourke. And Beto O'Rourke last night cooking them hot dogs is the reason that man's going to get elected down here. He is a people person. He'll turn the hot dogs. He'll visit your town in this state, all over this state. Shake your hand. Answer any question put to him. He does not shy away from any camera. Matter of fact, he puts himself on camera all the damn time in his car. He's driving around and they'll be talking and shit. I love the guy. He's doing a great job, and we need to elect him down here in Texas. And, whoo, boy, howdy shit.
Can you imagine if he applied the same thing running for president in the future? If he ever decided to go that far?
I'm telling you, I see this in him. It's almost like I'm seeing a young John Kennedy. I just like the way Beto O'Rourke is doing his business. I'm just really impressed with his answers, his vision for the future for all Texans and all Americans. That's everybody. I don't care what color you are, or what shade of color you are, what gender you are, what gender you describe yourself as, or who you love. I don't really give a shit what religion you have or any of that. That's what we're all supposed to be. We should not give a shit about somebody's personal life. There's one thing you should be concerned about: the content of their character, how they treat people, how do they think? That's what it's about. But no, we got to throw in, they're a Muslim. Well, they're a Jew. Oh yeah, he's Catholic. There's always a shitting ass reason why them religions just don't get along. It just pisses me off. Where was I? I was over there at Beto O'Rourke. How did I get into religion?
I have no idea.
I stumbled through a door there. I stumbled through a door and didn't know how I got there.
We just also got to make sure people understand that the reason why we like Beto O'Rourke so much is he ain't like the competition, who is,
Ted
the
Cruz!
Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, the Zodiac Killer.
I'm going to mention that every time we're on, if it ever comes up. I know it's an old joke, but it still makes me laugh.
Yeah, he looks like him, I'm telling you. I say he looks like a used car salesman, the sleaziest kind that you can think of. Ted Cruz has no more integrity than an orange does, or a grape, or a stone, or anything else. Ted Cruz will flop whatever way he thinks it will politically benefit his ass. And he does stupid shit, and I'm embarrassed for my country for him even being my senator. Anyway, Texas, in our district down here, on the 27th district in Texas, we have the early voting down here between May 14th and May 18th. That's going to be early voting for the congressman down here, for Eric Olguin down here in the 27th district. The actual election day is June 30th. will be election day for electing a new congressman because old Blake Farenthold had to resign because the ethics committee was fixing to come down on his ass, and he screamed out the back door like the little rat he was. We're still trying to get our $84,000 back from him, but I'm sure he's going to put up every fight because it's money, baby, and that's what the Republicans are all about. It's all about the money. It ain't about health care. It's about profit care. It's not about tax cuts for the poor or help for the poor. It's tax cuts for the rich, and that's exactly where the last went. I also noticed that up in Ohio, their 12th district is having a primary, and it's going to be a big one up there. They've got like a bunch of people running up there. I tried to look at some of the, I think it's like 8 Republicans or 8 Democrats, 6 Republicans or some shit like that. I didn't write it down. I just know that y'all got a primary coming up on May 8th, and the vote will be August 7th for that district in Ohio. So you people up in Ohio, pay attention to what's going on. As I preach with everything, get behind the person that you like, the vision that you feel is right for your state, your county, your city, your dog catcher. I don't give a shit what it is. Get involved. Be concerned. And that's the way we win the big picture. That's how we get this blue wave going, is starting it from a little ripple in your town. When we woke up and said, hey, wait a minute, that ain't right. What are you doing? And when he started taking away Meals on Wheels and stuff like that, when he started tipping his hand exactly what he was going to do. That man is for the rich. He's not for the poor. He's not for anybody that can't pay him a little payoff money at the, at the Trump bribe collection centers all over the United States and around the world. You can find one anywhere. Just stop by with your wagon load of money and drop it off to him, and he'll listen to whatever you got to say. On that note, I forgot I put cranberry juice in there instead of my tea.
Did it freak you out or what?
I was like, what? I didn't know what hit my mouth. He bought some cranberry apple juice. Hey, Dad, it's supposed to be good for your kidneys and all that shit. Here you go. Let's drink some. Well, I drank a glass. It's good. I like it. It'd be better if it had a little rum in it, I think. But cranberry juice is good for you, so I filled up my Yeti there, and I'm drinking it to be healthy. That's what everybody needs to do, right? Everybody keeps telling me, John, you need to be healthy. Yep. Whilst I go outside and bust my ass. Oh, let me see. I'm making sure immigration's Netanyahu, Beto O'Rourke. Donnie ain't talked to nobody in over a year because he's a chicken shit little piece of liar. We talked about the EPA. Donnie's scared of American media. They're going to try to screw Cohen over. Migrants seek asylum. And Stormy Daniels sues Donnie over defamation of character. That's right. She filed another lawsuit today. Stormy's going after him because Donnie tweeted out that, that drawing that she did of the guy that approached her in the parking lot and threatened her. Well, Donnie came out with a little tweet there and said, well, that's a con job. Well, really, Donnie, can you prove it's a con job? Because you said it was a con job. So she's going to, I'm telling you, anything that he does that they can get a needle under his nail and get him to pay it, they're going to do it. I'll hit him with a lawsuit every time he turns around. Good. Sue the shit out of him. That's what he did all of his life to everybody he ever met. Sue him. Threaten him with lawsuits. Do all that kind of crap. That's the game that Donnie plays. So, yeah, play that game back to him. Anything he does, anything you catch him with, sue the shit out of him. Or take him to jail in Mueller's case. That's my bet. Because I think money laundering for Russians would be against the law. I think obstruction of justice is against the law. I think treason is against the law. Meeting with Russians in Trump Tower offices to discuss dirt on your opponent and meeting with Kremlin sources. Yeah, I think that's treason. I think it's collusion. I think it's all that kind of shit, and he needs to be in jail for it. That's what we'd do to a normal Joe on the street, But he's not a normal guy. He's the president, and supposedly worth billions. But I'm not sure about that because I've seen that comedian at the White House Correspondents' Dinner insinuate that he's not as rich as he says he is. And I think that's a direct threat there, Donnie. The best thing you do is show your taxes to everybody so you could prove just how wealthy you are. and not indebted to the Russians for everything you own. I think that PP tape shit's getting more. Because I don't even know who it was. I seen a little, little videos that come on Facebook every once in a while. Somebody's saying something about it. But anyway, this guy was talking about the Stormy Daniels the Russian P tape. And to the extent that Donnie went to denying any way that could happen, I didn't spend the night there, I'm a germaphobe, just all sorts of excuses of why that's not possible. Instead of, and the guy points out in the video, like we always do, I can tell you with 100% certainty you're not going to find a tape like that with me out there on it. You're just not. Go out and investigate all you want. That's Donnie. All Donnie has to say is, go out and search all you want, spend all your money you want investigating this, because you're not going to find anything. Unless you say, well, if there's a 1% chance. Oh, yeah, baby, that's it. When he uttered those words, I'm telling you, I knew it's out there. He did it, and that thing is allegedly, I don't care. I think he did it, and I think there's a tape. And who knows if it's now or 100 years or 10 years, but whenever it comes out, it'll come out sooner or later. Because nobody likes to erase a tape. Kathy Larkin's right. Now, Donnie says he stayed there 2 nights. Now, Comey says that Donnie told him he didn't stay there at all. I believe Comey. Comey wrote that down there, and why would he write down a random thought like that? Donnie says he didn't stay there. That's a lie. What else did he say was a lie? There's lots of shit he says is a lie. Everything he opens his mouth is a damn lie. Gina Cheney, you just now getting here, darling. I'm sorry, man. You're 36 minutes late, Gina. Well, I guess you had kids and all that stuff, so we'll forgive you.
I got an interesting one for you here because I don't think you've talked about it yet. Claudia Garcia is asking, what did you think of the comedian?
I keep forgetting her name. I listened to her. Raunchy, yes. Have you seen her HBO? What's her name?
I forgot her name. What is her name?
God, dog it. Senior moment for a moment. I can't remember her name right now. Yes, I watched her. There was a few comments in there that pushed over the edge. But like she said, they should have done their research, baby. They should know what she was coming up there to say. I don't think she said anything that was untrue. I think a few people in the room were a little upset with the way she delivered her speech.
If they don't want a comedian to do this stuff,
well, Donnie's saying now it's a disgrace and it should be done away with. Hey, Donnie, why didn't you show up and put your side of the shit out there if you can't stand? It was because it was all against Donnie and Sarah and the tree falling on Kellyanne Conjob and I like that one. I remember that. If a tree falls in the woods, how can we make sure Kellyanne Conway's underneath it?
I hadn't heard that one.
Yes, I did. Because the news kept switching back and forth between Donnie's speech and then the White House correspondence. But I watched her whole... damn it, I don't remember her name. I can't pull a name up right out.
Don't worry, I can't. I've seen the thing.
Michelle Wolf. Thank you, Jerry Wallace, buddy. I'm telling you, us old folk, we have to stick together. Back me up, Jerry. Jerry is up in... oh, man. It's in the center of the country. I know that.
Actually, it's funny. I stuck here on a Jerry Wallace comment here.
Jerry's been with us a long time.
Yeah, no, I know Jerry. I don't know in person, but he's like an OG fan. He's been around forever.
Yeah, he's been here. Jerry's been with us for a long time. Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, really. No, I actually got a comment from him.
I just can picture your porch right now with the snow and your grandbaby out there, and I think there was a dog involved too. I remember. I just can't remember everything.
I actually got a comment from him from earlier.
Scott Adams, an expat, Texas expat in the house from Costa Rica. I got a message from him one time. He's living in paradise. I know you got hit by the storm down there, so I hope everything's going all right down there. Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I just stopped on a comment from earlier. This is in relations to the cranberry juice thing that we were talking about.
Cranberry juice.
Jerry writes, "Hey, John, Bob Dylan is coming out with his own whiskey. It comes out this month. It might be worth a shot." Yeah, Bob Dylan.
All of them really great stuff. Bob Dylan. We like Bob Dylan.
Yeah, we do.
I can't sing any.
Anytime I can't either, but I know how to do his voice thanks to an old friend of mine who taught me.
Most of the songs, I was singing a song at the beginning of this. Y'all weren't here yet, and when y'all aren't here, I might start singing it. If there's a set of songs that I know word for word by heart, come from a man down in South Texas, Aldine. Almost that would be bad if I didn't remember that name. That would be terrible. Aldine was a singer down here in South Texas, and they had a little family band. His son and his wife played in the band, and they're from Freer, Texas, my wife's hometown, and a lot of old sounding country songs, but they did a whole lot of songs about the oil field. And in Freer, Texas, right now, this last weekend, was the Rattlesnake Roundup in Freer, Texas. Been to a lot of them. You want to see rattlesnakes? They got them by the hundreds, baby. And it's a big event there in Freer. And Freer is known for, it's an oil and gas town. That's what it was founded on. That's what it's been all its life. All around the area around Freer is nothing but oil fields. That's where I broke out on my first drilling rig, was right outside of Freer. And if you've never roughnecked, good on you, baby. You're still, as we say in the oil field, I can still order 10 beers, baby. It's a rough life. Back in the 70s, it was very rough on a drilling rig. A lot of it was manual work. It was hard work, but it was you were on a crew, and that crew had your life in their hands every time we went up on the floor of that rig. Anyway, Aldine and them sang a lot of songs about the oil field and whatnot, and I know every one of them by heart. I didn't stay in the oil field all my life. I had Army and Navy stuff, but I roughnecked there for a while, and then I became a welder in the oil field for a while, and then I ended up being a hot shot driver in the oil field for a while. So I've been around the oil field a long time, and roughneck paycheck is it's like a national anthem to me. It's just roughneck paycheck, spend your dough. That's the life I live. I'd like to change, but it's too late. I know I never will. Anyway, I like to sing. Anyway, that's about all I got today. What are y'all talking about? Denise, Pickering, it just went right up out there. Alicia Britavo, who is that lady? I'll tell you who that lady is. She's a businesswoman out there in Tennessee. She is a sweetheart of a niece. How you doing, Alicia? That is my brother's daughter, and she is up in Tennessee. So, hi. I've changed a little bit since the last time you saw me, dear, but I'm so glad you stopped in to say howdy. All y'all say howdy to my niece, Alicia, and we love her very much. Anyway. What are y'all talking about down here? Stephanie Dean, you have another, okay, bless your heart, dear, she sent me another t-shirt. Thank you, Stephanie. I still want to get somebody off their butt to get out there in the street and string all these t-shirts up on the fence and make a picture.
Hey, wait a minute. You're looking at me. It's a group effort.
I've got well over 100
t-shirts. I can't do that all on my own.
I want to stretch these things out and show y'all some of the t-shirts that if y'all look back at my videos, I've worn every one of them I've received, I've worn. So I still got 2 more from Stephanie Dean to wear.
I don't even think we got a rope long enough.
We'd have to make layers or something. I have gotten some beautiful shirts from people all across the country, and I'm just so proud of it. I really do. I want to take a picture of all of them and say, look at this. And
we need to just take a picture
throw in
of
the
the
things
closet.
Like the bed sheet, the bed cover, the quilt that was made for me. The oyster shell is a prized possession. Our pumpkin from Gina Cheney up in Houston is just these are little things that I've been sent by our family members that just, man, I have been sent checks, and thank you very much for any donations y'all have ever made to this show. It's what keeps us going, allows us to expand our horizons out here. So those donations are always greatly accepted. But it's those little gifts that come that you go, oh man, that came right from the heart, and we have so many of them that just we know we are so blessed to have so many, I don't say fans. I said it on the show, on the Tim Cormall show. It's not a fan page. It's a family page. This is a family of blue dots, of people that we have like-minded thoughts, that we have a direction we want this country to go in, and we saw it hijacked and given over to a disgrace of a man to hold office, and we are the ones that are going to rise up and take this damn country back and put it in the right direction again. Right our ship is what we say, and it's up to us. We face things like the border issue down there. What country are we? We know what country we are. We know what we fought for all our lives. All the history of our whole country has been a fight for equality for somebody. It has been a story of inclusion of immigrants all through our history. I can't live without Mexican food, baby. You get me near Chinese food, I want to go back 10 minutes later. I'm hungry for it again. It's the spice of life, of anything Cajun to seafood or whatever. It's in our flavor of our food, it's in the flavor of our heart, and it's in the flavor of our minds, the way we want our country to be. If that makes any sense at all to you, I hope it does. And I don't want to see it go to an America only, which is what they want.
Yeah, it's just the cats.
We're having fit with cats. We got to get some cats spayed and neutered around here. I'm telling you, we got problems.
Who used to say that? Bob
I got
Barker?
one small. We're trying to save Mama, a little female. I guess she's walking. She's a female. There's 10 males walking around behind her like they're herding cattle or something. Anyway, we got to work on catching her and getting her fixed, and or we'll have 10 more around here. And I got
10 more. That's an understatement. What are you talking about?
I know it. I can't, because I'll go broke buying cat food. Let me see, Charlotte Peck. We have a great blue dot family. That's what I was talking about. Is what we've grown here. Is not a fan page, baby. It's a family page where we can get together and discuss shit. Right, Maury? And I just went by, buddy. That's how come I always try to recommend that you reach out to somebody in the comments, talk to somebody, make a connection. I have made so many connections. I had Kathy Larkin called me on the phone yesterday. I got to speak to her after the Tim Cormall show, and Kathy lives out there in San Jose, California. I used to live out there. It's a much different San Jose area now than when it was when I was there, but I enjoyed my time out there. And Mama's never been. I would love to take Mama up to the Redwood Forest up there. That would just amaze me.
I think that's going to be one of our next trips. I don't know if it's going to be next year, but we kind of want to plan a trip out to California to go to the Redwood Forest.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous.
Dan Bear. You want to say Herbert, but I don't think that's right. Dan, I appreciate it, buddy. Proud to be part of the Blue Dot family.
Ooh.
That's Bear, I think.
I got an urgent one for you.
Uh-oh. Urgent. Breaking news. What is it?
Sarah Lopez.
Sarah Lopez? Who is that? I know who Sarah Lopez is, baby.
She writes, John, you need to come visit down south so you can eat real Mexican food.
Well, now, darling, I've been down south. There's a few places down there. I was at Rio Grande City. There's a place I can't remember the name of. Man, I swear, when I had their carne asada, I just thought, that's, and Sarah, I'm sure, knows good Mexican food. There's Mexican food all over the place, but there, when you find a certain taste, that's what there's people that I don't even know their name. I know what they drive. They drive a little bluish minivan, and they park on the road down there on 624, about 5 miles down the road or so. And if I see that car on the side of the road, baby, I'm pulling over.
Why?
Those are the best tamales I've ever had. I tell her every time I get tamales from her, this lady. I can't remember her name right now, but she's a darling, an old man and an old lady, and they make tamales at home. They sell them out on the street, and man, I'm telling you, that to me is tamale heaven. The only thing it needs is a little dash of Tabasco right on it, right before it goes into my mouth. And
don't kill it.
Yeah, some people. I live on Tabasco, people. It's morning. It's for breakfast. It's for lunch. It's for dinner. Whatever it is. Oh, look at that. That'd be great with a little Tabasco on it. There you go.
But legitimately, those are the best tamales ever.
Yeah, I have to be careful. This morning I made potatoes, and I like to slice up the jalapeno and put the jalapeno in the grease a little bit, let them fry up a little bit before I throw the potatoes on top of them, because it heats it up. And then I put the potatoes in the grease, let them fry up a little bit, let them fry up a little bit before I throw the potatoes on top of them, because it heats it up. And then I put the potatoes in the grease, let them fry up a little bit before I throw the potatoes on top of them, because it heats it up. But I have to be real careful with that because Mama can't, like, she has to sit there and pick out all the jalapenos and rake them over there onto my plate, and I say thank you very much, and they go on mine. But I don't do that every morning because I don't want her to have to suffer through my potatoes every morning. But I've told y'all before, breakfast is my deal. I do the breakfast. Mama does the rest of the cooking the rest of the day. I greet her with a cup of coffee, a smile, and a thank goodness she's my wife still. She didn't leave me overnight. I'm still here. So anyway, that's about all I got, people. I can't pull anything out of my butt. So,
even though it seems like the last 15 minutes, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, you just start stumbling around. That's the thing about going live. I love going live because I get to talk to y'all and I get to look right down there and see who's here and what y'all are saying. If I can focus my eyes quick, that's how come he's over there. I can't focus my eyes quick enough to read what you wrote before. I should have my glasses down there, but then I'd be just like all them other guys with their face up there at the camera like this. Like, what? I don't want to do that because then you'll be able to see this face too close. Somebody just said something about Mexican food. There's my weakness, baby. If I have to pick priorities besides Mama's cooking, which is always up at the top, because Mama, we discussed this the other day, as a matter of fact, in our house.
Yeah.
Mama's cooking is real food, and I'm sure it was like that over at everybody's house when they were growing up, or your wife does the cooking that you like. It's the dishes that you like. Mama did her taco lasagna, which I just, the casserole doesn't last till the next day. It's all eaten up. I get up in the morning, I knew there was some in there, but all of a sudden I get up in the morning and it's gone. Yeah, burglars, I'm sure, come in the middle of the night and take that stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Mexican
assholes.
food and Chinese food, those are the two top on my list. Mexican food because it's what we eat down here, baby. If you can get it, you can get it. And then I like good Chinese food. I spent a lot of time over in Southeast Asia, and I like a lot of Asian dishes and whatnot. But Wendy Spalding, how you doing? Love a man who makes breakfast. That's me, baby. Still wearing your thing, by the way, if you ain't noticed. I know you did. That's me, baby. I'm the guy that makes breakfast, brings you coffee with a smile. She puts a smile on my face the rest of the day, so it evens out pretty good, I hope.
Tamara writes, tell Mama we need her recipe.
I could almost tell you the recipe. I sit there and watch her. Go to the store, you get you some hamburger meat, some Rotel tomatoes, get you a can of Campbell's cheddar cheese soup, sour cream. You fry that hamburger meat in there. You throw all them ingredients in there with the hamburger. After you drain them, all that, you mix that up. And I know she gets corn tortillas. She cuts them up into 4 pieces, and then she layers the bottom of her dish, and then she pours that mixture in there, and then she puts another layer of tortillas and another thing of the mixture, and she goes right on up to the top, tops it off with a heavy thing of cheese, and bakes it. And it's like lasagna, except the taco. The meat is when you fry your meat, you put the taco seasonings. You go to the store, get your little package there that says taco seasonings, throw that in there, make it like taco meat, like you're going to make tacos. Drain it, and then mix it in there with the sour cream and the Rotel tomatoes, the cheddar cheese soup, and I hope I don't leave anything out, whatever else you want to throw in there.
They're red tomatoes, right? Not green ones? Yeah, they're red.
Rotel. Rotel tomatoes,
red.
A can of Rotel. Yeah. Mama likes to get the regular. She thinks she'd rather get the mild, but she gets the regular because I like it. Anyway, she layers that up, cheese on top, and bakes it. And I'm telling you, you cut through it, and just like lasagna, you dip it in there, and it's Papa and we had a side salad. And Mama laughed because I said I have a Mexican salad. What's a Mexican? Well, you put Fritos in it instead of croutons. I like to crush Fritos up and put them in there, and it's like croutons anyway. Throw a few jalapenos on the side, and I'm a happy man. What else? I'm an easy guy to please.
But I gotta say, nothing beats her meatloaf.
Yeah, we have a problem in the house with the meatloaf issue.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is he likes it.
Yep.
I remember, I just told you all the other day, 14 years we were married with no kids. Every meatloaf I got to eat the meatloaf, and the next day I got to have my favorite sandwiches, meatloaf sandwiches. I just love them. Have kids, and they come along, and they eat your shit, They just take your, look, Mom's not making it for you anymore. Mom's making it for him.
To be fair, though, I would kill for that meatloaf.
I'm just kidding. It's a thing between me and Travis. Who gets that last piece of meatloaf? We know it's in there. Who's going to make the sandwich first?
You know that whenever there's a dish in the fridge and it has a little bit left, I never touch it. And
unless it's meatloaf.
No. I don't even do that. I want to make sure you get your sandwich. No. That's not true. You're going to paint me to be a bad guy? Jeez.
A bad guy when it comes to meatloaf, I'm telling you. Everything else, he's great. When it comes to meatloaf, he's a thief.
No. Hey, I'm not the only one either, by the way.
I'm eating up y'all's time with my lunch menus thing shit here, so.
I don't think anybody's...
Anyway.
I don't think
T.W. Travis, put a little bit of salsa on it. I've done that, buddy. I've done, instead of dressing, I've done salsa. It's, on a salad. You bet your ass. That's good shit. Sometimes I don't put anything but salt, pepper, maybe some garlic salt, onion salt, whatever else, paprika or whatever else is sitting up in the Cajun season. Throw all that up there, mix it up, and that's fine with me. I love a good salad. I try to convince my kids. You know, they'll discover a taste for them later. I guess.
No, I eat salads, but mine are just plain Jane. It's just
no. I like everything.
Yeah, no.
I want something in my salad that's going to go, hey, look at there, that's a good salad.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway,
I'm boring with that lettuce, celery, onion.
Now we're
ranch.
talking about salad. I'm really wasting y'all's day. Anyway, yeah, well, I appreciate y'all so much showing up, listening in today, and every time we come on, I'm just so appreciative of that. And without y'all, well, we wouldn't have a family. So, you know, this family grows every day. Invite somebody to the family. Tell them about JBS over there. John Bravo Speaks, Blue Dot Family. Tell them to go by there and sign up over there, or like and share and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Excuse me. So we can keep this family growing, because just like the elections that we have coming up in my area, up in Ohio and other areas, that's what the important thing is. That's what the drive is. We can all have a good laugh about all this other shit, but we have a job to do, and that job is to be an informed voter. So find out what the issues are, know what you're talking about, and vote, because if you do that, you're going to vote Democrat. Thank you very much for my hat. I'm going to let everybody know who the hell I am. Like there's any... Oh, I do. I trap them. I put that cowboy hat on. They'll all think, oh, yeah, look at her. He's a redneck. Coming to the trap, sped the spider to the fly. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. John Bravo, Blue Dot in Texas, on YouTube. John Bravo on Facebook. John Bravo Speaks, our Blue Dot family. Go by there, like and share that page. They have a lot to do and a lot to say over there, too. The whole team is doing a bang-up job over there. On Twitter, at Blue Dot in Texas, and out my truck window, anywhere else I can get this message out. The important thing is, make sure that you always say, turn on that blue light, baby. Let them know who you are. Let them know you're concerned about our country and the way, the direction that man is taking it. And we want to rescue this democracy. What is that? That dissent is what rescues the democracy from dying a slow death behind closed doors. So that's us, baby. We are the resistance. We are the dissent. We are the ones that stand up and say, no, this is not right, and we will not tolerate this kind of shit in our house. And on that note, I'll let y'all go. Thanks so much for coming by, and we will see y'all later. Roughneck paycheck, spend my dough. That's the life I live. I'd like to change, but it's too late. I know I never